David Wright, yes or no, and why? Should he be a Hall of Famer?
Oh, he should be. He should be a Hall of Famer. I think he may not get the love he deserves from the writers, but I think he should be a Hall of Famer.
I think I'm gonna have to unfortunately disagree with you on this one. David Wright, he basically had, a 10-year or so career. And he was great for those, 8, 9 years, and then at the end he really fell off with the back injuries. And I think, if this was any other sport, I'd say it's a slam dunk because top really five position player in baseball for, I don't know, 5 to 7 years. He was really a great player. Two gold gloves, 7-time All Star, 2-time Silver Slugger. It's just the counting stats are not there for the Baseball Hall of Fame. I think we're talking Football Hall of Fame, he's there. We're talking Basketball Hall of Fame. As long as you're, top five position player in basketball, usually for an extended stretch, you go in the Hall of Fame. It's just he doesn't have the MVP. He doesn't have the World Series or multiple World Series or the World Series MVP that can kind of catapult him where some of the numbers are lacking. But to me, it just does not have the counting stats. But you know what? I'm a huge David Wright fan. One of my favorite Mets. Can't believe I'm saying that, but he was a great player. There's no denying.
No. Listen, Jack. The only reason why I'm making the argument here, is because if you look at his numbers from 2004 to 2014, because he got the spinal stenosis in 2015, so you're talking about 10 years. And 2004, he only played. That's his first year he got called up. Played 70 games pretty much. So he really played 05 to 14. So you're looking at 10 years. And in my opinion, he's a top 5 position player with these numbers. I mean, just year in, year out is without a doubt the best player. And by the way, got robbed of an MVP in 2007. Absolutely robbed. Should have won it. He had the highest WAR that year. Without a doubt, he should have won it. But I think he gets in, and I would like to see him get in because he may not have 2,000 hits. He may not have 300 home runs. And I get all that stuff, and that's probably what's going to end up hurting his case. But matter of fact is, because you look at his numbers from 15, 16, and 18, he was dealing with a spinal injury. He tried to play, and you got to give him the credit that he tried, at least. And that's clearly what derailed his career. So I'm hoping for the fact that the writers could look at, hey, this guy was a Hall of Famer for the first 10 years of his career. The only reason why he isn't is because of something that he had no control over. So hopefully he'll get some votes. Hopefully he stays on the ballot, and I hope he can get in.
I feel like a decade of excellence is not something to dismiss, right? And that's
No.
why we can all sit here and say he was a great player. I guess Jack, what would you say? Like, what did David career? I know you talked about the World Series, maybe some deep playoff runs with the Mets, maybe an MVP would have been great. But like, just statistically speaking, what would you say he needed to do in order to catapult him into a Hall of Fame career?
Yeah, it's the main numbers, your classic numbers. You really need 2,000 hits at least now, and then 300 home runs would probably do it. And he's 242, 1777 hits. I mean, he's right there. Um, but yeah, and those are some of the counting stats you get from just sticking around in the MLB, just continuing your career, not even being an excellent player anymore, which is kind of unfortunate, right? Because they some of those counting stats, you have guys kind of hold it on, and because they're able to stay healthy, they just accumulate the stats over time, right? I mean, Adrian Beltre definitely had some great years, and he made the Hall of Fame. But towards the end, he wasn't an outstanding player anymore. Obviously, I mean, he was pretty old, and he got his hits, he got his counting stats. He had 3,000 hits, and I think 400 home run or 400 home runs. So,
Yeah.
you know, he got in quite easily. It almost took that, right? You need a 10-year prime, or at least a 7-year prime, and then you just got to hold on. At least that is what has been the case for the past, right? That's been like the precedent that's been set. That's been set. So, would I be willing to change that over time to get certain guys in that I think are great players? Absolutely, but just going on who's made the Hall of Fame in the past, to me, it's tough to put David Wright in.
I hope you're wrong. That's all I'm going to say.
I hope so too, V.
I was just gonna say, Jack, is that something where like you would be not mad, but like would you be like, oh, that's not Hall of Fame? Like if David Wright got inducted,
Well, yeah, I would, because there's guys like Bernie Williams isn't in the Hall of Fame. He won a bunch of World Series. He's probably up there close with the hits and home runs, honestly. But Bernie had a long career. Some other guys like, I don't understand how David Ortiz makes the Hall of Fame, and then A-Rod can't make the Hall of Fame, or Manny Ramirez can't make the Hall of Fame. All guys that have been linked to steroids in their careers. I don't get it. It's a whole media thing, really. The writers are, especially in baseball, they're very like prestigious, and they like clean cut guys. They don't like guys that are too ruffle the feathers too
they
much.
like the Yankees. So.
Yeah, it's tough. And Posada, another guy that he's probably close up there, especially as a catcher, a switch hitter with the home runs. I don't know about the hits, but he had a long career. And he'd probably be another guy that I'd be like, if Wright got in, really, like Jorge couldn't get in, but yeah.
No, we'll see. It'll be. Do you think he lasts longer than 1 year on the ballot?
I don't know. It's just, why they think these writers, and some of them are just horrible. I mean, have you seen some of the ballots? I mean, some people just vote for no one. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just there for after 1 year, because I think they literally just look at the stats and they're like, yeah, well, he's not even close, and like they really bother me. I mean,
I can't believe I one time saw a Hall of Fame ballot where a writer didn't vote anybody.
Yeah, I mean, how do you do that? I think, honestly, V, I think I would vote for him, but then I would also vote for guys like A-Rod and guys like I probably would vote for David. I think I